This is Things You Might Have Heard. I am Jay Cleveland Payne, and today I have 8 stories in the queue for you that you deem as conversational. Now, we aren't talking the Olympics, although gold medals and silver and bronze still being won. We're not talking about Debbie, who is doing its damage right now. And Kamala Harris has, as of this moment, as I'm recording this for you at 5:45-ish in the morning on Tuesday, has not quite picked her nominee for vice president yet. That should happen today because they're going to, launch that today. But do have Harry and Meghan, because you love Harry and Meghan, or you hate them, love to hate them. Tim Scott, who actually got married, and Soleil Frye, and more news in the day for conversational things that you chose for us. You did that by telling us in our feeds, but engagement, saying what stories were conversational, including stories that covered information, politics, current events, and pop culture news. Stop by our website, which is thisisconversationproject.com, for more details on how we do this, why we do it, and the where, because we may not be exactly where you want to be, or we might be, you just hadn't found us there yet. Also, email us at our email address, theconversationinbox@gmail.com. Kicking off news for Tuesday, August the 6th, 2024. 8 news stories that were conversational. We'll explain that when we get to the teaser section. No particular order as they're being presented, but the first story is the top story, oddly enough, because you guys love, or really, really love to hate, the princess and the prince, or I guess the duchess and the duke at this point. It is Harry and Meghan. And this is stuff they're doing here as they have launched a new initiative with the Parents Network to address the dangers of online harm. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have launched an initiative to address online harm, focusing on particularly the safety of children on social media. Through their Archwell Foundation, they have partnered with various organizations to create the Parents Network, a platform aimed at supporting parents and caregivers in engaging and managing their children's online experiences. The initiative underscores the couple's commitment to combating cyberbullying and promoting mental health, leveraging their platform to advocate for safer online environments for young people. That all sounds great. We have done many stories about Harry and Meghan, about the Archwell Foundation, and how many people are saying the foundation itself needs to figure out something to do because it's kind of garbage. We're saying that because we've had plenty of articles on those things. It looks like Archwell is getting back to the business of doing good things, at least in the public eye. We'll see how the Parents Network works for it, and how let's call it the PR initiative to show good things being done by both Harry and Meghan are going forward. We hope they are good things. Hope they're not just a good show or a attempt at a good show. We'll have to see going forward. Our second headline for the day, we have 2 headlines for 2 big giants in social media, which sort of falls in line with this one. First off is TikTok. TikTok has agreed to withdraw a rewards feature from the EU after they caused some concerns over potential online addiction. Oh, by the way, the sky is blue and water is wet. But the article news actually tells us that TikTok is implementing a new measures to comply with the European Union's Digital Services Agreement. That's DSA for them. DSA manages stricter regulation on digital platforms to enhance user protection and transparency. In response, TikTok has introduced features aimed at managing screen time, increasing parental controls, and improving the reporting harmful content. These changes are part of TikTok's efforts to align with the EU's regulation and ensure a safer online environment for its user. This is pushed by the Europeans, not by the Americans, who still have a timeline, I think it's October, to kick TikTok off of everything. We'll see if they meet that timeline. We'll see what happens with that one. Meanwhile, Big Brother themselves, or, Big Brother, Google, who is Skynet itself. That was the joke I was going for. Google violated antitrust laws to maintain dominance over online search, a judge says. Google has been found to have violated these antitrust laws in an effort to maintain its dominance in online search market. I just said that part, and that's the first line of the thing. According to a recent ruling, the tech giant engaged in anti-competitive practices that stifled competition and harmed consumers. The ruling comes as part of a broader investigation into Google's business practices and could lead to significant changes on how the parent company by Alphabet operates and is regulated. This is no surprise. Unfortunately, none of these things are surprises. The fact that social media companies use what they can to both bully other people out of business and to suck you into keeping up with them is no surprise. It's just what they do. It's how they work. We know it and we go for it. We sign user agreements that we don't read. We get sucked into it on purpose because we think it's good for us. And it is what it is. It's good that someone's looking out for us, but we also have to take the time to look out for ourselves in the process. So judges and courts and various measures are going out there to keep us safe from these things, us and our children. We also have to, not stick our hands in the fire if the fire is lit. Let's go to story number 4. This is where we start going to the weird and unusual in people. Now, starting off with this story here, Frontier Airlines pilot arrested in Houston, flight canceled. A Frontier Airlines pilot was arrested in Houston while preparing for a flight to Dallas. The arrest was made due to outstanding warrants related to an alleged previous offense. The offense is not listed in the article, but apparently he did something really, really bad a while back, and he been skirting the law from that one. They detained him before the flight. It was scheduled. He was going to fly this plane, and they picked him up, and it caused a delay, and they prompted the airline to basically arrange for another pilot to take over the flight. Eventually, Frontier Airlines has confirmed the incident and stated that they're cooperating fully with law enforcement during the investigation. Now let's get to this guy, Harrison Butker, who is now the highest paid NFL kicker thanks to the Chiefs. Kansas City has paid their kicker, Harrison Buckner, I always say that backwards, as the highest paid kicker in the league. Now, this will probably last for about a week because it's early in the signing season, but hey, right now, he's getting paid. New contract reflects his exceptional performance and reliability on the field, securing him as a prominent place in the league. Now, many people are basically dashing back at him because he said some pretty silly, stupid, dumb things out loud to people in public on recording devices that anyone can pull up and be outraged and offended by anytime they feel like it because they were kind of stupid. But he's still a good football player, still good at sports ball, so they gave him money to kick the ball well. So as long as he kicks the ball well, he gets saved from saying really dumb things. Now, I'm going to back up for a second and not go into, sports ball players should, keep their mouth shut, because they shouldn't keep their mouth shut. If they have something to say, they have a right to say that. Free speech going on. Harrison Butker just said things that were really, really bad, really, really dumb, didn't really advance any agenda, except for maybe MAGA fans and his buddies are going forward. But he got paid a big chunk of money, probably not for his mouth, mostly for his feet. Mostly for his feet. This guy right here, as a judge orders the Justice Department to return the helmet and the spear they confiscated from the QAnon Shaman. A federal judge has ordered the Justice Department to return the helmet and spear to Jacob Chansley, known as the QAnon Shaman. These items were confiscated following the involvement of the January 6th Capitol riot, which he was a part of. As you see in this picture, him running through the hallways with the flag that may actually be his in his helmet and holding his shield, I guess. His spear somewhere. There it is. The spear. There it is. Yeah. Chansley became widely known and recognized for distinctive attire during the riot and in various, appearances, being the shaman. Requested to get the stuff back after all the stuff was done. Judge decision mandates that the Justice Department comply with his request. He is out of the woods of danger, I guess, so he can get his pointy helmet back. There are many jokes that go along with this story, and we're going to gloss over them because we want to take this in a serious way. Number one, the picture we're watching here, Tim Scott, looking very fit and fiddle. He's been kind of a larger guy, looking very good in this picture for this tuxedo, for this wedding. Number two, the jokes about, him waiting this long to get married and the fact that he was getting married just because he's going to be a VP pick. You know what? The wedding went on anyway. Apparently he loves this woman. Apparently he wants to be with this woman. This woman loves him, and they're going to be whatever power couple Tim can be as Secretary of Labor or Energy or Transportation going forward, because he's obviously not VP. But the headline for the story is it happened. Senator Tim Scott married Nicole Noce. I'm going to just say Noce because I don't know how it's spelled, in South Carolina ceremony. Senator Tim Scott and South Carolina married his girlfriend Mindy Noce, which I'm butchering, so apologize for that, in a ceremony held in South Carolina. The wedding was attended by close family and friends, marking a significant personal milestone for the senator. Donald Trump, not in attendance. Tim Scott, known for his work in the Senate, celebrated the special occasion in a private, intimate setting and just had a blast. Now, next thing is for him to hook up, get Lindsey Graham hooked up so they have a double date and do stuff like that, because he also not married and also many, many years up in age at this point. Tim Scott in his late 60s, and Ms. Mindy is in her late 50s, I believe. I don't have the numbers in front of me right here, but maybe it's at the late 50s. I'm sorry. I'm just butchering this. So we're not going to cut this. So this wasn't going to be a cut up for going forward. So we're not going to do that. So we're going to just gloss it over. I don't have the full things. The robot editor gave me just the base of the same thing over and over again. So it's kind of sort of what we all sort of said. It was amazing how when he was a good pick for vice president, all of a sudden he's got a chance to marry someone. He said he's been dating her for years on and off. She's been in private life. That's fine. You know, that's not a big deal. But all of a sudden she's going to be married. Guess what? Cory Booker wasn't trying to marry his girlfriend when he was running for president, and she was actually more famous than him, which is probably why he wasn't trying to marry her, because he knew better, or she knew better going forward. Congratulations, Tim Scott. We hope the best for you going forward. Hope the best for you in Congress. I literally pray for every member of Congress, even ones that I really, really dislike a lot, because I want them to at least, you know, not do so much harm. And hopefully this marriage, this union will last many, many years. Let's move on to our final story. And once again, showing that heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they do wear uniforms, and sometimes they just sit in the phone and do what they do. This is literally another day in the office for a 911 dispatcher who, guess what, calmly walked a woman through her surprise home pregnancy. A woman in Ohio delivered her own baby with the guidance of a 911 operator, a dispatcher, who was unexpectedly getting the call as she unexpectedly was delivering the baby at home by herself. Dispatcher calmly instructed her through the delivery process, ensuring the mother and baby were safe until paramedics were there to take care of things. The Markle incident highlights the critical role of emergency dispatchers in providing essential support during life-threatening situations. Applause all around, all the love, all the flowers, all what's going on to this beautiful, beautiful, amazing lady who walked this lady through a beautiful, although a bit fairly painful and very messy process, the joys and the pain of living life. It's amazing that she was able to walk her through this, get her past this, and get paramedics there to, of course, assist on that end. This is a good story to end on, and we're going to kill the jokes and move on from there and go forward to what we actually know, and that is the pain and the strife. That is American life. And me not controlling the right mouse. Let's get on to the actual teaser story headline for this story. Headline for tomorrow that we may talk about, if you deem this worthy. We'll probably talk more about the vice president pick, but right now, posting in the moment, DNC virtual roll call vote ends with Kamala Harris receiving 99% of delegate votes. Kamala Harris has all the votes, enough delegates to basically become the presidential nominee when the actual convention happens about a week or so. So that's going to happen. She will finally get that nomination. She'll accept it, along with whoever she picks as vice president today. There is a scheduled planned meeting, big old event in Pennsylvania today, which will highlight whoever gets picked for vice president today. That's probably what we're talking about tomorrow. Today, we actually had a teaser on Debbie, the Category 1 hurricane, hitting as Category 1 as it hit Florida. Right now, I'm sure it's tropical storm at this point as it's flowing up the coast, and we're hoping it doesn't go back into the ocean to become back a hurricane again. Not great grammar, but whatever. But it got bumped for some other things, and we did bring up Debbie because Debbie's going to be with us for a little while. So it's not a little Debbie. It's a pretty big Debbie going forward. You can be a part of the show and tell us if we're going to talk whatever story, teasing these stories. Chances are we won't talk about the virtual roll call, but we are probably going to talk about the actual VP pick because you're going to engage in that story. Go to our feeds on Facebook and X. Facebook.com/This is a Conversation Project, X.com/TH_conversation. And every 50 minutes or so, we post a news article from various sources, lots of news sources. Some of them, like the story from Tim Scott's marriage, was basically only showed on Fox News because they love the guy. Some of them are all over the place. Some of them are for some weirder places, and we understand that. But we want you to engage in the story to tell us what stories seem to be most conversational, ones you want to talk about. Like them, love them, hate them, share them, enjoy them as you can. And the higher a score of engagement it gets, the better chance you have of talking about them come the next day. Next day being tomorrow, Wednesday, for this Tuesday. Quick talk about Robinhood, and Robinhood, the brokerage app to help you buy stocks and save and manage and, invest your money. Yesterday was the worst day for the markets in the United States and the world it would be, but for the United States specifically in about 2 years. That means a lot of good stocks, a lot of big things went on decline yesterday. And so if you're looking for a way to get in on a good deal, they're going to make their way back up eventually. Now is the time. Check out Robinhood. Go to our link at our website for our affiliate link so we get a small commission. This is theconversationproject.com/Robinhood. This is theconversationproject.com/Robinhood. On Robinhood, you can get a chance to trade stocks on your own. Trade fractional stocks. You don't have to spend $10,000 for a share of Berkshire Hathaway. Ship in $700 and get you a fractional share and make that money going forward. Buy all the crypto you want to, if you want to. Buy on margins, buy on short sales, buy all such things. There's plenty of nice little cool gadgets and gadgetry inside the Robinhood platform to keep people invested. And of course, probably earn more money for money you park at Robinhood because they do their best to keep people there. Their job is to keep people using the company, keep people using the business, using the app, and they're doing the best they can. And your job, maximize your investments. If you're not investing on your own, this is not where I tell you to take the mortgage money and put it down on crypto. Oh no, don't do that. But take control of your life. Maybe if you're a self-employed person, could start your 401k and do this on your own at Robinhood. Do your investment portfolio research. Make sure you're checking things out. Don't just buy things willy-nilly because, as we know, yesterday specifically, money can be lost and lost quickly. But take control of your own your money. Do it in pieces. Do it small in pieces. Buy some things you love and see how they work and understand the markets using Robinhood. And use our link to get the app, which will still give you a free stock, a free share stock if you've not used their app before. Go to thisistheconversationproject.com/Robinhood. This has been sort of a so-so day of work. I think the actual headlines were great. My reading has been a little off, but some of them I've hit on par. So if you deem me good enough to be good enough, we implore you to check out our partnerships page at our website. This is theconversationproject.com/partnerships. What we ask for you there is to consider literally helping us fund and do things here. You help to fund the work here. We use Buy Me a Coffee as opposed to Patreon, but it's a crowdsourcing platform that allows you to help us with subscription prices to get things in, to do things. There's also some one-time hit shows things there as well to do too. Bad read today, I apologize. So you can contribute in one-time hits and let us know what we can do better going forward. But we're looking for your help so we can get more stuff done. If you're a partner, you kind of know the sad stories of what we've been going through for a while. And the fact that me actually getting out of bed every morning is kind of a miracle in some sense. But if you want to give some more feedback what's going on and more insight to how things are being done around here, consider being a partner. If you don't want to be a partner but think we're doing pretty well okay as it is, and want to support us that way, visit our sponsorships page. Just visit one of our sponsors. They're all affiliate links, so we get a payment when you use them. Costs you nothing extra. You can also find out literally where we are, all the things, all the stuff we do at the Conversation Project website. This is conversationproject.com. All the things, so many calls to action, and we're flaming out. So we're going to go ahead and try to wrap this up. Go to the website and see all you can see about us at the Conversation Project. Most important things you can do is, of course, follow us on our feeds on Facebook and X, and email us at theconversationinbox@gmail.com. Right now, let's get on to the fun stuff. We got the news in and the business stuff is done. We're going to go to things you might ought to know for this day, starting off with birthday wishes for that beautiful lady. And it is Soleil Moon Frye. She is turning 48 years old on the day. Soleil Moon Frye, who is not on the future ex-wives list, because I'm pretty sure she's happy with Freddie Prinze Jr., but she is legitimately my very first TV celebrity famous person crush. And it was because Punky Brewster came on TV and she was in third grade and I was in the third grade, and it seemed like kismet. Even though in the third grade, did not quite know what kismet was, but it seemed like we were meant to be. Obviously, that not quite working out the way it was planned when I was in the third grade. Soleil Moon Frye turning 48 years old on the day. Also, birthday wishes to M. Night Shyamalan, 54 on today. And Michelle Yeoh, still very much getting it way done at 62 years old on the day. Birthday wishes to all those three very beautiful people and M. Night Shyamalan. Let's go on to our history lesson for the day. Things that happened on this day going back for the 6th of August. Starting off in 1991, we celebrated as a day, World Wide Web Day, I think last week, maybe a week before. But today is the day that the World Wide Web, the WWW, was actually born. The global internet actually came about on today by two innovators at the Cern Laboratory in Geneva, Switzerland. Of course, by 1993, they were just 130 websites out there alive. But the actual birth of the www, or the HTML, if you will, became today to make things easier to get things going. Now, 30 years later, there's way too many. But the whole shebang started off in actual commercial internet, if you can say that way, in 91 on Today. In 1998, former White House intern Monica Lewinsky spent 8.5 hours testifying before a grand jury about a relationship with President Bill Clinton. This has turned into a hellacious life, and maybe a fairly good life now that we've passed this stuff, for the young lady being Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton, who just got to be Bill Clinton. We're going to say that out loud because it's kind of true. And also on this day in 2015, Jon Stewart hosted The Daily Show for the last time until he came back this year to do the 1 day a week because of the elections. Also, kind of need a place to park himself because his TV show on Apple got canceled, and he is the first person to say why that got canceled. But Jon Stewart leaving The Daily Show officially in 2015 to be taken over by Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah leaving about 1.5 years ago or so, and being taken over by correspondents, to eventually one of those correspondents being Jon Stewart again. Today's big word of the day. Today's word of the day. You can find more about this at the Big Words Project online at thebigwordsproject.com. It's maraud. Maraud. It is a maraud. A maraud is a raid or rove in search of plunder. Used in a sentence, in the aftermath of the war, many soldiers turned to maraud to search for food and valuables amidst the chaos. That's a good word. That's a fun word. Try it today and watch someone look at you funny, and then explain what it is and have them use it too. Share the word maraud today as your word of the day for August the 6th. Brought to you by the Big Words Project. Check out our website and the latest edition of the book, Big Words You Ought to Know, at thebigwordsproject.com. Affirmation for today is, I choose to see the good in people around me. This improves your relationships. Focusing on the positive aspects of those around you fosters appreciation and respect, leading to stronger and more meaningful relationships. This is an affirmation that you could probably use today because you may be feeling that some of the folks around you may not be on the up and up, may not be all that positive towards you, or towards themselves. You can say to yourself, I choose to see the good in people all around me, and choose to see the good in people that are around you. Make that choice. Find out more about affirmations. Get 100 of them, another 99 just like that, by going to Amazon, searching for 100 affirmations pain, or clicking the link in this video or audio, however you're getting the news today, and get a copy of 100 daily affirmations for positivity and confidence. And now, we talked about parties, talked about celebrations. Today, Farm Worker Appreciation Day. Today is the day you show some love to that guy who puts that food literally on your plate, the farm worker. It's celebrated on August the 6th, recognize hardworking individuals in the agriculture sector. It is a day filled with gratitude towards those who work tirelessly to ensure our tables are never without fresh food, produce. America produces more produce, more stuff, more living things out of the ground than anyone else in the world. We do. We have so much land and do it so well. We produce more food than anybody. It is true. It is true. It is so true. The significance of this day is a great day to remind you that there's processes to make things happen. If you want to go back out to your garden and can all your food yourselves, hey, that's fine. We may get to that point at some point in time, but right now, while we got farmers doing what they're doing, I'm so happy they're putting Brussels sprouts in my freezer section at the grocery store so I can eat them that way instead of trying to have to grow them in what's left in my backyard after tornado damage. Trust me. Farmers doing great work. Thank you so much for all the farmers. If you want to celebrate a alternative, although why would you want to? Root beer float day. Pour a cold one, root beer float cold one for a farm worker today. And that's it. Today has been, in this video, Tuesday, or audio if you're listening to the audio, Tuesday, August the 6th, 2024, for things you might not have heard or things you might ought to know. The two shows all together in one. Thank you so much for being with us today. We've had I'll give it 60% day on this morning. So we're going to get out of here on the good note, on the positive. We're here, and then just prepare for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. Big week going up. Today, or tonight is the night today that presidential candidate Kamala Harris will select her vice presidential running mate and have a rally tonight in Pennsylvania. We'll know that. I'll have to talk about that, of course, and other great things going forward. Life is great no matter how not great your life feels right now. Trust me, life is great. So make sure you find a way to find some greatness in what's going on. Follow us on our feeds. Consider being a partner. Have a great day. Love you so, so much. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of Things You Might Not Have Heard and Things You Might Not Know right here